Okay, well, of the poems that you turned in, you have a couple that you never turned in, and they're just blank Google documents right now. But the ones that you turned in that I thought that you should work a little bit more were the progression of images one and the comparison contrast one. The progression of images one, the one that's called the cabinet. You've got you've got a lot of beautiful imagery and some really nice words, and I like that you have this central image. The hard part is that while you're spending so much time in description with the cabinet, I'm not really sure we're seeing we're understanding the meaning of the poem of whatever it is that you're trying to get across. I mean, you get to the point of like the cabinet was a face staring disapprovingly at me, but we really have no idea as to why that's happening. So I don't know if the cabinet is supposed to be in place of someone else who's actually staring at you disapprovingly, or if it's kind of like that poem that we read called The Stencher, where like the river purses its lips, and this is sort of a similar thing where you're like confessing something that like I don't know, you broke something in the cabinet or something like that, and that's why the cabinet is disappointed with you. It's hard to understand right now why the cabinet's important. You're just spending a lot of time describing it, but we really aren't. It's unclear what your relationship to the cabinet is. Again, if it's what's hiding something, or if it's exposing that something should be in there and it's not. So you need to give us more. Again, what you have written here is beautiful. You got to give more. And then the comparison contrast one. And don't worry about whatever. I don't even remember what the prompt was for this. So don't worry about the prompt. At this point, it's just about writing a good poem, right? Um, I think what you need to do is maybe instead of asking all of these questions, is to create the world, create this world that you're imagining. And I know that part of what you're doing is sort of wondering, well, what would it be like? But to me, to have a poem where you show, everything is made of plastic. Um, and I almost want to say like answer one of these questions and run with it and see where it goes. If you wrote a poem with that, not so much necessarily the idea of like scientists ruling the world. I mean, you could go down that road if you wanted to. Um, but to me, the to say, I guess what made me think like there might be something here to kind of play with, um, is when you write, "Would we live in a utopia of plastic and perfection?" Um, I guess maybe because I don't associate I don't associate perfection and plastic together, so I'm sort of curious as to what that would look like. Um, and so that could be something kind of fun to play with. Again, pick one of the questions and then create a world in which you sort of go down the rabbit hole, exploring what that would be like.